Beginning. The stars outside the viewport stretched like silver threads, streaking past the hull of the Asterion as it sailed through the emptiness between systems. Commander Rian Hale had always thought space was quiet, a kind of endless, indifferent silence. But ever since the alien Envoy joined his crew, that silence had begun to feel alive. Her name was Lyria, and she wasn't like anyone Rian had ever met. Tall, graceful, with skin that shimmered faintly like moonlight on water, and eyes, impossibly deep, colored like the edge of a nebula. She rarely spoke, but when she did, her words carried weight, like she was listening to the space between sounds. Rian was assigned to escort her from the Zephyr Accords summit back to her homeworld, after weeks of tense negotiations between humans and her species, the Valari. A fragile peace hung between their races, one misstep away from collapse. Every movement, every word mattered. And Rian had never been good at silence. The journey had been long, full of formal exchanges and polite distance. Lyria always sat in the observation deck, staring into the void, her expression unreadable. Rian often wondered what she saw out there. One night, unable to sleep, he found her there again, her faint bioluminescent glow reflecting off the viewport glass. He hesitated. "You always sit here at night." Her gaze didn't shift. "Night is when humans dream, isn't it? I like to imagine what that feels like." Rian leaned beside her, his reflection joining hers in the glass. "Dreaming. Chaos mostly. Fragments of thought. Memory. Oh, fear. Then why do you smile when you wake?" she asked softly. He chuckled. "Because sometimes, even chaos feels beautiful." For the first time she turned toward him. "Beautiful. You humans use that word so easily." He grinned. "Maybe. But sometimes we mean it." She tilted her head slightly, a Valari gesture he had come to interpret as curiosity. "And now, do you mean it?" His chest tightened. He hadn't meant to look directly at her then, but when he did, her luminous eyes caught the ship's faint light, reflecting a quiet sadness. Before he could stop himself, he said it. "I think you're beautiful, Lyria." The words slipped out, honest, unplanned, and heavy with something he didn't yet understand. She blinked once. Then silence. No reaction, no expression. Just the hum of the ship's core between them. He cleared his throat, looking away. "Sorry, that wasn't." But she interrupted, her voice quiet as gravity itself. "You humans say what you do not mean, but I can feel when you tell the truth." And then she stood and walked past him, the soft glow of her skin fading down the corridor. The silence that followed wasn't empty anymore. It was charged. Middle. The next day, Rian found himself restless. Every time he crossed paths with her, he felt that unspoken tension coil between them like magnetic pull. She spoke less, but when she did, her words carried a strange warmth, like something inside her had shifted. A week into the voyage, they encountered trouble. The Asterion drifted near the edges of Sector 9F, a territory marked by old war debris and scavenger bands. Scanners picked up movement. Raiders, possibly pirates. Rian ordered shields raised, weapons primed. Lyria joined him on the bridge, her calm composure unshaken. "They will not attack if they see strength," she said. Rian nodded. "Then we'll show them exactly that." The ship shook as warning fire grazed their shields. Rian barked orders, evasive maneuvers, flanking drones deployed, but the raiders persisted. One lucky shot hit their navigation array, sparks flaring across the bridge. Rian slammed his hand on the console. "They're locking on again. We'll lose propulsion if..." Lyria placed her hand on the console beside him, her palm glowing with faint light. "Let me." He froze. "You can't." But she already was. Her bioluminescent veins pulsed, and the ship's systems, somehow, responded. The Asterian's engines roared back to life, surging forward with renewed power. Energy flowed from her into the ship like living electricity. The raiders fell behind, scattered, and fled. When it was over, the bridge fell silent again. Crew members exchanged uneasy glances. Rian turned toward her. "Lyria, what did you just do?" Her breathing was slow, steady. "I gave your ship what it needed. Energy. Focus. That came from you." She nodded faintly. "Valari bodies are conduits. Energy and emotion are intertwined." Emotion. The word lingered in his mind like a spark. Later, when the ship stabilized, he found her again in the observation deck. Always that place. He approached carefully this time. "You risked yourself to save my crew." "Your crew," she corrected softly. "But also you." Rian hesitated. "Why?" Her gaze met his. "Because when you spoke yesterday, your truth reached me. No one has spoken that way to a Valari before." He laughed lightly, trying to hide his unease. "You mean calling someone beautiful nearly caused an interstellar incident?" But she didn't smile. Instead, she stepped closer, her presence disarming. "You do not understand, Rian Hale. Among my kind, to call one beautiful is not simple admiration. It is a confession of connection, a declaration." He froze. "Wait, what?" Her eyes glowed faintly. "By your words, you bound your energy to mine." His heart skipped. "Bound? It is why I could channel your ship's energy," she whispered. "We are connected now." The world around him felt suddenly smaller, the air thicker. "You mean, emotionally?" "More than that." She looked away, almost vulnerable. "You spoke honesty. And the universe listens to honesty." He didn't know what to say. Every rational part of him screamed that this was impossible. Cultural misunderstanding, alien symbolism. But when she looked back at him, something inside him answered in silence. A silence that said she was right. Ending. Days passed. Their bond deepened, though neither dared to speak of it directly again. They shared moments, small, wordless exchanges that felt heavier than conversation. When he handed her a cup of water, their fingers brushed, and he felt warmth, like a pulse that wasn't his own. When she entered a room, his body seemed to recognize her before his mind did. It was as if some invisible thread tied them together. But as they neared Valari space, Rian's unease grew. What would happen when they arrived? When she left? He couldn't shake the feeling that he was about to lose something he hadn't even fully understood. 2 nights before arrival, alarms blared again. Unknown vessel inbound. The Valari diplomatic escort early, or so he hoped. But the readings told a different story. The energy signatures were mismatched, chaotic. Rian ran to the command deck. "Report. They're firing. It's not Valari, it's a rogue faction." The ship shook violently. Hull breach alerts screamed through the corridors. Rian steadied himself, yelling over the noise. "Return fire. Evade on my mark." And then she appeared. Lyria, calm as the eye of a storm. "They are Valari separatists," she said. "They do not accept peace. They will destroy you to provoke war." He turned to her, breathless. "Then we'll stop them." "You can't," she said quietly. "Not without me." Before he could stop her, she pressed her palm against his chest, and light surged. His breath caught. It wasn't pain, it was connection. He could feel her heartbeat inside his own. Thoughts, emotions, sensations, flooding, intertwining. "What are you doing?" he gasped. "Finishing what your honesty began," she whispered.